The city looks different at dusk, especially from the 41st floor. From up here, everything feels softer. Even the edges of the world seem to blur into something warmer, almost inviting. The Golden Hour Lounge, that's what they call this place. A bar wrapped in glass, floating above the skyline like a secret no one meant to share. Most people come here for the view. I don't. Not tonight. I'm here because someone asked me to be. Someone who doesn't ask for much. And someone I'm not sure I should trust. When I step inside, the room glows with honey-colored light, and the air hums with the low murmur of people pretending they aren't watching each other. I see him instantly, leaning against the corner of the bar, dark jacket, relaxed posture, like he has all the time in the world. He looks like trouble, but the kind you walk toward anyway. His eyes meet mine before I even get halfway across the room. There's something unreadable there. Not cold, not warm, just aware, fully, absolutely aware. As I approach, I smooth my expression. I didn't want him reading anything I'm not ready to say. You picked a dramatic location, I told him. Planning to impress me? He smiles, just one corner of his mouth lifting. It's quiet, controlled, the kind of smile that makes you wonder what he's not saying. If I wanted to impress you, he replies, I'd have picked somewhere with fewer witnesses. I roll my eyes, but my pulse betrays me. He notices. Of course he notices. He gestures to the empty seat beside him, not across, but side, close enough that the warmth between us feels almost intentional. I sit anyway. Maybe I shouldn't have. For a moment, neither of us speaks. The sun sinks lower, casting gold across the glass and painting shadows along his jaw. He looks elegant in the kind of effortless way that should be illegal. You're quiet tonight, he says. I'm thinking. Dangerous habit, he murmurs. I turn slightly toward him. Then I tell him why you called me here. You never do anything without a reason. He hesitates, just long enough for my breath to catch, a fraction too long, as if he's debating what version of the truth I can handle. Finally, he says, I needed to see you face to face. The words settle between us, not romantic, not dramatic, but heavy in a way that makes the room feel smaller. You could have just texted, I tell him. But you wouldn't have come, he says simply, and I needed you to come. That honestly, quite unpolished, hits harder than anything else he said to me. What's going on? I asked. He looks down at his hands, like he's weighing something fragile. You're not sleeping, he says. Not eating well either. I can tell. That's not your business. It is, he says, voice low, steady, almost gentle. I swallow, hard, because hearing someone say something like that is almost worse than hearing nothing at all. He shifts closer, just enough that his shoulder nearly touches mine, not quiet, but close. Close enough to feel the heat of him, close enough that breathing feels like a choice. You don't check in with anyone, he continues. You don't lean on anyone, not even when you should. And you think that person should be you, I think quietly. His gaze lifts to me, steadily, unmoving. I think, he says, you deserve someone who actually pays attention. The city glows behind him, a waterfall of golden lights, but he looks brighter than all of it. I look away, not because I want to, but because holding his gaze feels like a cliff I'm not ready to step off. You don't know everything about me, I say. I know enough. His voice softens. And the rest? You'll tell me when you're ready. I laugh under my breath. Confident, aren't you? Only when I'm right. The silence that follows isn't uncomfortable. It's charged, alive. The kind of silence where the air feels thick with things neither of us is naming. I can feel him watching me, not in a possessive way, but with an attention that feels rare, disarming, dangerous. Finally, he says, I didn't bring you here for information or answers. I just wanted 10 minutes with you, without the world interrupting. My chest tightens, not painfully, just sharply enough to matter. You're making this complicated, I whisper. Maybe, he says. Then his voice lowers. But maybe you like complicated. My breath catches, because he's not wrong, not even a little. I stand, because sitting any longer feels like an invitation I'm not sure I can refuse. He rises too, close enough now that our shadows overlap, draped across the marble floor like one shape. You don't have to worry about me, I tell him. He shakes his head. I wasn't worried. A beat. I was paying attention. There it is, the line I didn't expect, the one that lands exactly where I didn't want it to. I take a slow breath, then another. You should go, I say softly. He doesn't move, not at first. Then quietly. Same time next week? I hesitate. Long enough for him to smile, because he can already read my answer. We'll see, I reply. But we both know I'll be here. When I leave the lounge, the city air feels cooler, the night softer, the world just a little shifted. The golden hour may be over, but what lingered in that room, the tension, the warmth, the almost isn't going anywhere. Not tonight, not soon, and definitely not between us.